Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now onto the latest news, a warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail! In a move that's left the Scottish football world absolutely stunned. Rumors are swirling faster than a winter wind over the Clyde. Casemiro, yes, that Casemiro has reportedly confirmed his arrival at Celtic. The Brazilian midfield, Titan known globally for his hard tackles, composure under pressure, and an enviable trophy cabinet with Real Madrid and Manchester United, could be donning the iconic green and white hoops in the coming days. Imagine that. Parkhead erupting to the roar of a man who's lifted multiple Champions League titles and dictated play on the biggest stages of world football. It's a rumor that's hard to wrap your head around, and yet here we are. Whispers first emerged after Casemiro was spotted in private meetings with Celtic representatives in a posh Glasgow hotel last weekend. It seemed far-fetched at first. A player of his caliber with plenty of top-level football still in the tank coming to the Scottish Premiership. But those murmurs grew louder. Some insiders are saying a deal has been agreed in principle with only minor formalities separating the Brazilian from his new life in Scotland. For Hoops fans, it's a dream that could very well be turning into reality, and what a seismic shift it could represent for Scottish football as a whole. There's something surreal about even uttering the sentence Casemiro at Celtic Park. But perhaps we shouldn't be too surprised considering how much the landscape of football is changing. Players who once seemed locked into Europe's top 5. Leagues are now weighing decisions with more nuance, lifestyle, legacy, and even the challenge of creating something special from the ground up. Casemiro, reportedly disillusioned with his limited role under Erik ten Hag at Manchester United, may have found in Celtic not only an escape but a purpose. The allure of Champions League football, with the boys playing in front of a fan base known the world over for its passion and loyalty, could well have tipped the scales. Insiders suggest that the Brazilian was given a private tour of Lennoxtown and Celtic Park and was blown away by the facilities and the vision laid out by the club's hierarchy. It's not just about football either, the cultural experience. The warmth of Glasgow and even the Brazilian roots of Celtic legends past may have tugged at Casemiro's heartstrings. It's the kind of rumor that sends shivers down your spine. Football isn't just about money anymore, it's about meaning, and maybe, just maybe, Casemiro sees that meaning in green and white. Now let's talk timing. If this shock move is to materialize, it couldn't come at a better moment for Celtic. Fresh off a domestic double, but still licking their wounds from another underwhelming European campaign, Brendan Rodgers has been crying out for a midfield general, a leader both on and off the pitch. Casemiro fits that bill better than anyone. We're talking about a player who marshaled Real Madrid's midfield alongside Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, who captained Brazil in key moments and who commands respect with every stride he takes. The rumor mill suggests that initial talks began in early June with a call placed directly by Rodgers to Casemiro's representatives, floating the idea of a project that could redefine the player's legacy. At first, the response was cautious. But curiosity seems got the better of the Brazilian maestro. Since then, meetings have become more frequent and key Celtic board members were seen traveling to Manchester multiple times, fueling speculation that something big was brewing. Could it be? Could Celtic be on the verge of the most audacious signing in modern Scottish football history? Casemiro's potential arrival would send shockwaves far beyond Glasgow. Rangers fans are already bracing themselves watching these developments with a mix of disbelief and dread. The Old Firm derby, already one of the fiercest rivalries in the sport, could take on an entirely new dimension with a player of Casemiro's stature in the mix. One can almost imagine the noise at Ibrox when he steps onto the pitch. The boos, the intensity, the sheer theater of it all. But more importantly, it's what he represents: ambition. Celtic aren't just content with dominating domestically. They want to become a real force in Europe again, and this rumored move is a clear signal of intent. Analysts across the UK are already speculating about the domino effect this could have. Could this encourage other big names to consider the Scottish Premiership? Could this be the beginning of a new era, where Celtic stands shoulder to shoulder with Europe's elite once more? It's the kind of football fairy tale that, if true, changes everything. And at the heart of it is a Brazilian warrior with something still to prove. Now, what makes this potential move even more fascinating is Casemiro's own mindset. Sources close to the player say he's been feeling unfulfilled at Manchester United, frustrated by tactical inconsistencies and a lack of clear direction. At 33, he knows he has only a few years left at the highest level, and he wants those years to count. Apparently, he's been speaking regularly with compatriots who've played in less traditional footballing destinations, and he's been inspired by their experiences. The passion of the fans, the sense of community, the joy of being wanted. All of it has weighed heavily in his deliberations. Add to that Celtic's tradition, their consistent presence in Europe, and the guarantee of silverware, and suddenly the decision doesn't seem quite so outlandish. It's not just about playing time, it's about impact, about leaving a mark. And if these rumors are to be believed, Casemiro sees an opportunity in Scotland that he simply couldn't find anywhere else. The question now is whether the ink will dry on that contract, and how the world will react if it does. Financially, how does this even work? That's been the biggest question floating around since the rumor first emerged. Celtic, despite their strong financial footing in Scottish terms, don't typically play in the same salary league as English or Spanish giants. But there's talk of a creative deal being structured, one that includes a heavily performance-based contract, commercial incentives, and even a potential ambassadorial role post-retirement. Some reports claim that Adidas, who sponsor both the player and the club, are involved in brokering a package that would benefit all parties. There's also chatter about Casemiro taking a wage cut in exchange for long-term security and influence within the club's future planning. It's unconventional, yes, but football is changing, and so are the ways clubs attract marquee names. What matters most here is the intent. Celtic seem willing to stretch themselves to take a calculated risk for once-in-a-generation talent. And Casemiro, he appears ready to meet them halfway if the vision is right. If true, this deal would be less about spreadsheets and more about shared belief, about creating something historic together. One can't overlook the potential influence Casemiro could have on younger players at Celtic. Imagine the learning curve for someone like Matt O'Reilly or Odin Thiago Holm training alongside a man who's dominated the Bernabeu. It's not just technical growth. It's about mentality, professionalism, the way you carry yourself on and off the pitch. Casemiro's presence could elevate the entire squad, raise standards, demand excellence. That's priceless. Celtic's academy prospects too could benefit massively. Think of the motivation. Watching a player of that caliber not just arrive, but invest himself in the club's culture. It sends a message we're aiming higher. And that's something Scottish football desperately needs. Too often dismissed. As a two-team league lacking the sparkle of its European neighbors, the arrival of a global icon like Casemiro could shift perceptions dramatically. This rumor, if it becomes fact, would be a beacon, a reminder that greatness can be found and built anywhere. And in the hearts of young Hoops fans, it would ignite something powerful: belief. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Naturally, not everyone is convinced. Critics are already pointing to Casemiro's age, questioning whether he still has the legs for high-intensity football. Some pundits argue that this could be a PR stunt, a flashy signing with little long-term benefit. But those who've watched him closely know better. Even in a struggling Manchester United side, Casemiro has shown glimpses of his class, his reading of the game, his timing, his leadership. These things don't fade overnight. If managed properly, he could be the anchor that Celtic's midfield has lacked for years. More importantly, he brings intangibles, a winning mentality, a sense of calm in the storm. That's invaluable, especially in Europe, where Celtic have so often been undone by naivety. A player like Casemiro knows how to win ugly. He knows how to survive. And that's exactly the kind of know-how that Rodgers is believed to be craving. So while the skeptics roll their eyes, the believers are dreaming. And the dream, as wild as it may sound, is starting to look more and more plausible. There's also a media frenzy building around this rumor, with journalists from Brazil to Britain scrambling for confirmation. Every tweet, every flight log, every Instagram like is being dissected by fans desperate for a clue. Has he followed Celtic's official page? Was that really him at Glasgow airport in a hoodies and sunglasses? Did his agent just post a green and white emoji on X? The digital age makes rumors a sport of their own, and this one has gripped the internet like few others. YouTube channels are going into overdrive with thumbnails shouting Casemiro to Celtic in neon fonts and live streams, attracting thousands of viewers hoping for the slightest update. It's football theater at its finest. The suspense, the speculation, the sheer chaos of it all. And in the center of the storm is one man, Casemiro. Whether he signs or not, his name has already been woven into Celtic folklore. The anticipation, the buzz, the wild hope. It's everything football is meant to be. Drama, passion, and just maybe destiny. As the days pass, clarity is expected. Insiders claim an announcement could come by the end of the week, possibly tied to a major promotional event planned by the club. There's talk of a full stadium unveiling similar to Ronaldo's grand return to Manchester United, with thousands of fans expected to flood into Celtic Park if the deal is confirmed. Merchandise already has mock-ups floating online with Casemiro. 5 jerseys selling out on fan sites in mere hours. Celtic's PR team, always quick on the pulse, have fueled the speculation with cryptic tweets and teaser videos. The energy around the club is electric. Even players have posted eyebrow-raising emojis in recent days. Could it all be a smokescreen? A red herring? Possibly, but where there's smoke in football, there's often fire. And this particular rumor is burning white hot. If Casemiro does put pen to paper, it won't just be a signing. It'll be a statement. One that could change the club forever and perhaps even lift Scottish football to new heights. In the end, whether this sensational rumor proves true or not, one thing is certain. It's reminded us all of why we love football. The unpredictability, the romance, the possibility that even in the modern game dominated by oil money and super clubs, something magical can still happen. Casemiro to Celtic might sound like a fantasy, and maybe it is. But every transfer starts with a whisper, a what if a dream. And this dream swirling through Glasgow like a wildfire has captured the imagination of an entire nation. For now, all we can do is watch. Wait, refresh the feed one more time. Because if this really is happening, if the Brazilian powerhouse is really on his way to paradise, then we're witnessing history in the making. And history, like a thunderous strike from the edge of the box, has a funny way of catching us all off guard. Hello fan, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.